Hey everybody, it's Mark Dawes here. Now, if you know me, you know I normally put stuff out about physical restraint, self-defense, conflict resolution, handcuffing, those sort of things. So today I want to depart from the norm and I want to talk to you a little bit about the underpinning aspects of your business, in particular, how to market your business and more specifically about pricing structure. Now, there's a phenomenal guy in the marketing world, and if you're anything to do with marketing, you'd have heard of him. His name's Dan Kennedy. And Dan has a famous quote, and that quote is, "There is no point being the second cheapest person in the marketplace." So if part of your pricing strategy is you want to lower the price as low as you can, you may not be doing yourself and your clients any favors. Now the reason is let's say you've got a product or a service and your price is as cheap as you can get it in the marketplace. Well, all that's going to happen is other people are going to try and undercut you. That's why there's no point being the second cheapest person in the marketplace. So you end up in a price war. Now, when you end up in a price war, what you've got to do is you've got to try and justify what you can deliver for the price you're offering. So let's say you've got a course, because that's what I do, I deliver training course. So let's say you've got a training course and you deliver that training course at £150 or £200, okay, per person. Now that might be a reasonable thing for that particular course, but let's say it's a valued course. Let's say it's something that's supposed to be valuable. If you're running that at that sort of price, and then you've got to pay your trainers out of that, you've got to pay your venue hire, you've got to pay your certification costs, you've got to pay your advertising and your marketing costs, then there's very little left, probably, in terms of profit. Now, at the end of the day, in a business, turnover is vanity and profit is sanity. We all know that. So this was going to eat away. Now, the only way you can actually make more profit from something that low is if you're not paying your trainers enough. Now, if you don't pay your trainers properly, you end up with trainers that won't work as well for you as if they were getting paid a more decent type of salary. So that's one thing you've got to consider. Also, think about this. What does it tell your clients? What are your clients thinking? Now, I know a lot of people out there going, well, yeah, but if you go cheap, you can be really competitive in the marketplace. Well, just go and have a look at what people buy in terms of other products. People will queue up to get the latest iPhone. They won't go for the cheap one, they'll go for the latest iPhone. Why? Because the brand has value. So if you have value, then you are entitled to charge more for that, providing of course you're delivering that value. And the commerce part of it is quite simple, because if you're asking someone to exchange hard cash for what you've got to offer them, then what you've got to offer them has got to be more valuable than what they're going to give you in terms of monetary value. That's how business is done. So someone looking to buy your stuff has got to see that there is a value in it, more so than what they're going to give you in terms of money. That's how we trade. So what if you are the cheapest or second cheapest person in the marketplace? Well, it tells people and your customers and your prospective customers a number of things. And one is do you really value what you're offering? Because if you really value what you offer, and let's say you want to be the best there is and you want to provide a great service, you can't do that if your price is way too cheap. Think about this. Let's say it's a training course, because that's what I deliver. I deliver training courses, so let's use this as an example. Let's say you charge £150 for a trainer's training course, okay? And that is cheap. That's major cheap in the marketplace. Here's the maths. Out of that £150, you've got to have your venue costs, you've got to have your trainer costs, you've got your certification costs, you've got your business running costs, you've got your marketing costs. So where out of all of this is there profit? Now, at the end of the day, in business, we all know turnover is vanity and profit is sanity. But if you've got no profit, the only way you can increase that profit is by paying your trainers less, is by finding a less suitable venue, is by giving a less than adequate service. The key thing is, if you are selling something that's of value out there, is you've got to add value. You've got to stack that value at the highest level. Now, this is just a bit of advice for you, so to take away and run with and think about, because one of the most common questions I get when I'm running our business and marketing and coaching and mentoring groups is, how do you structure your price? How do you set the price so you are competitive? And it's not about being the cheapest, because you've got to look at your overall strategy in terms of, what do you want to actually end up, what's your target revenue for the year, and how do you break that down to cost per unit? There's other things you've got to consider as well, because if you're just selling one product, then you probably are going to get into a price war. But if you have got an offer that's stacked with products, so you're giving away a lot more value, then price doesn't necessarily become an option. So learning how to structure your offers in terms of product or a structured offer is one way of doing it. The other thing is what support and what backup are you giving? What resources are you giving out there? Where are you holding your events? Are you holding it in a prestige venue, or are you holding it in some back alley garage? All of these things have an input on there. And if you think about it, for those of you that run training courses, one of the comments you'll get on your feedback thing was that the food was rubbish or the venue was too cold. And that stops people from coming back. It's never about the price. It's always about the whole aspect of what you deliver. So I just thought I'd put that one out there for you, because I get asked this question a lot, is how should I structure my pricing? Should I go cheap as possible? And these are just some of the things that you need to consider. And if you come and train with us, you come on one of our self-defense courses or restraint or any of our courses, you come and train with us and qualify with us, I'll link you into our coaching and mentoring group. And currently we've got approximately just under 30 videos on there where we discuss things like this, and I put out information on this stuff, because one of the things that I'm very, very much in favor of is that you get a return on your investment. And here's a big thing, and this is something your prospects and your customers need to think about as well, and they're doing it subconsciously, even if they don't know they're doing it. And that is, if I spend X dollars or pounds with you, what's my return on investment? And if that return on investment is more than what they're actually paying you to get, then you've got a trade. People will probably come and book on your courses or buy your products or your services. So that's something to think about. But if you want to find out more about us, go to our website, nfps.info. We've got a self-defense instructors course running on the 4th and 5th of April. I think we've still got places on there. But there's a whole list of courses on there. And like I said, once you train with us, we'll give you access to all this information. And to be perfectly honest with you, the amount of information we give out there is probably valued in the tens of thousands of pounds, because we as a company have invested a lot of time in training with people who actually charge us a lot of money, by the way. So we don't go for the cheapest. We invest with people like Dan Kennedy, Frank Kern. I'm pretty sure you've heard of Frank Kern, Russell Brunson. All these guys are credible people in the marketplace. They're at the top of their profession when it comes to marketing. So we pay them a lot of money to learn from the best. And if you think about this is the dichotomy in our industry sector, and I'm talking about the self-defense and the physical restraint industry sector, that sort of operation industry sector, is that everyone who wants to be a trainer wants to be the best, but very few will pay for the best advice. They'll go for the cheapest option, and therefore, if they're going for the cheapest option, they must have a fortress mentality that's built on a lack of how much they value themselves and what they have to offer. So remember the old adage, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. And always remember Dan Kennedy's quote, there is no point being the second cheapest person in the marketplace. Hope that helps. I look forward to your comments below. It would be interesting to see what you come back with. And thanks for listening. I appreciate you. And if you want to drop me an email, get in touch. But check out our website. You see a whole range of courses on there, and check out our Facebook groups. And then if you have trained with us, ping me a message. I'll log you into the coaching and mentoring group. And if you haven't trained with us yet, then come and train with us, and I'll give you access to all this other stuff for free. All right, take care. Speak to you soon. Take care.